Assalamu alaikum. In this video, I'm going to explain the second part, the electronic part, which is MCQ from the exam coverage for Grade 6 Advanced Term 3. Let's get started. These two questions have the same idea, so I'll be solving one of them. I'll be solving question number 2. A group of students is painting the flag of Brunei for geography project. Joseph is responsible for painting only the background colors of the flag. How many square inches will he cover with white paint? So the main request in this question is how many square inches? How many square inches is another way to ask about the area. So I know here in this question, I'll be finding the area only of the white part. The white part has a parallelogram shape. So we need to ask ourselves, what is the area of parallelogram? The area is base times height. So I need to identify the base and height. The base is obviously of the white part is 8.5. And the height is the perpendicular distance. The height always is the perpendicular distance on the base. So for sure it's not that side. So this is the perpendicular measure, which is 72. So as you see here, we have a mixed number. It is easier to change it to fraction. You can also change it to decimal if you wish. But I prefer to change it to fraction this way. I'm going to keep the denominator as it is. Then I'm going to multiply 2 by 8, then add 1. So 2 times 8 is 16, add 1, 17, times 72. Here, in this case, it is easier to divide 72 by 2, then multiply the answer by 17. So 72 divided by 2 is 36. Then multiply the answer by 17. You're going to get 612 squared inches. In this page, questions 3 and 4 have the same idea, so I'm going to solve question number 3. As you see, the area is given, which is 28 squared meters. The question is, find the missing dimension of the parallelogram. The missing dimension is the base. I know that the area of parallelogram is base times height. I'm going to replace A by its value, which is a 28, equals base times the height, which is also given, 4. Now, to find the value of B, we need to get rid of 4. 4 is multiplied by B. We need to ask ourselves, what is the inverse operation of multiplication? It's division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So B equals 28 divided by 4, which is 7 meters. This is the value of B. Let's now look at question number 5. Find the area of the yellow striped region of the flag of the Republic of the Congo. So as you see, the yellow region has the parallelogram shape. So I'll be using also the same formula I used here, A equals B times H. Now, let's identify the base and the height. The height, as you see, always is perpendicular to the base, which is in this case 2. The base is 6.8. So I'm going to multiply 6.8 by 2. The answer is 13.6 squared inches. So 13.6 squared inches. Question 6. What is the area of parallelogram? The same formula will be used. A equals B times H. But as you see, the height is drawn outside, but that's actually won't affect the solution. We're gonna follow exactly the same steps. So the base is 11 times 9. The answer is gonna be 99 squared inches. In this page, the main idea is to find the area of triangle. To find the area of triangle, we're gonna use that formula. A equals half times B times H. B is the base of the triangle and H is the height of the triangle. Or we can write it this way. B times H over 2. So both formulas are correct. You can use one of them. Also, you can replace half here by 0.5. So let's solve the question number 3. Tamika is in charge of designing a school pennant of a Spirit Week. What is the area of the pennant? So look at the pennant. It is in a triangular shape. So the base of that triangle is 3.5. And the height is 6.5. So I'll write A equals half times 3.5 times 6.5. Since we have mixed numbers here, I prefer to change them to fractions. So half times the denominator won't change. The denominators will stay the same. We are going to multiply the denominator by the whole number, then we're going to add the numerator. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Then, to multiply fractions, we need just to multiply numbers on the top together and numbers in the bottom together. That's it. So I'll be multiplying 7 by 13 times 1, which is 91, over 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So 91 over 8. Now let's simplify. You can use long division to simplify. 91 divided by 8. The answer is going to be 11 and 3 over 8 squared feet. Now let's try to solve question number 4. Norma has a frame cabin. The back is shown below. If the total area of the windows and the doors is 3.5 square yards, the windows and the doors, how many square yards of paint will she need to cover the back of the cabin? Well, firstly, I need to find the total area of the cabin. Then I'm going to subtract the area of the windows and the doors in order to see how many square yards she's going to paint, or she's going to cover with paint. So I'll be using the same area formula, which is half times B times H, or we can use the second one this time. So the base is 8 times the height is 5 over 2. Okay, you can divide 8 by 2, then multiply the answer by 5, or you can directly multiply 8 and 5, which is 40, divided by 2. The answer is going to be 20 squared yards. Okay, but this is not the final answer. We need to subtract the area of windows and doors. So I'm gonna say 20 minus 3.5. 20 minus 3.5, the answer is gonna be 16.5 squared yards. Let's continue talking about the area of triangle. So sometimes the area is going to be given and other dimensions will be missing. So questions 5 and 6 have the same idea. I'll be solving question number 5. As you see here, the height is given, which is 8.6. The base is missing, and the area of the triangle is 38.7. I know that the formula of the area of a triangle is height times base over 2, or base times height over 2. Okay? I'm going to replace the area by its value, which is 38.7 equals the height by its value, which is 8.6 times the base is not given in the question, it is missing, so I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm going to write it exactly as it is. Then I'm going to write 2 here. So to find the value of the missing variable, which is the base here in this case, we need to isolate it. This is the plan. To find the value of the variable, you need to isolate the variable. So I need to isolate b. I need to make it alone in one side. How to do that? To do that, we need to get rid of 2 and 8.6. b is divided by 2. The inverse operation of division is multiplication. So I need to multiply both sides by 2. And this is very important in these questions. Whenever we find missing values, missing dimensions, base or height, when the area is given, we need first to multiply both sides by 2. We need to get rid of 2. So I'll be dividing 38.7 by 2. The answer is going to be 77.4 equals 8.6 times b. Now we need to get rid of 8.6. How to do that? Because 8.6 is multiplied by b, and I know that the inverse operation of multiplication is division. I'll be dividing both sides by 8.6. So b equals 77.4 divided by 8.6. The answer is going to be 9. So this is the base. 9 kilometers. Okay? Next, question 7. Let's look at that flag. The flag of Bosnia and Herzegovina is shown. What is the area of the triangle on the flag? Okay, so let's focus only on the yellow flag. We need to find its area. As you see here, the height can be identified easily. The height is 17. So let's write it here. The height is 17. Now, let's try to identify the base. The base is that part here, which is, as you see, missing. How can I identify the base? As you see here, the total measure or the total length is 34. And this part here is 7. The other part here is 10. So we need to subtract 7 and 10 from 34 to find the base of the triangle. So that means I'm going to subtract 17 from 34. 7 plus 10 is 17. 34 minus 17. The answer is going to be 17. So this is the base. This is the base. Now, let's use the formula to find the area of the triangle. So 17 times 17 over 2. 17 times 17, which is 289 divided by 2. The answer is going to be 144.5 squared centimeters. On this page, we are going to talk about the area of trapezoid. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral that has only one pair of parallel sides. These parallel sides are called also bases. And the length that is perpendicular on both of them is the height. The main idea here is to find the area of the trapezoid. The area of the trapezoid can be used or can be found using two methods. Either decomposing the shape into other shapes, rectangle and triangle, and find the area of each part, then add all the areas to find the area of trapezoid. Or the other method is using the formula. The area of a trapezoid can be found using this formula. The height divided by 2 multiplied by the sum of the bases. As we said, the trapezoid has 2 bases. So you're going to start by adding the bases and then multiplying by the height, then dividing by the 2. Or you can divide the height by the 2 and then multiply that answer by the sum of the bases. Let's try to solve question number 5. The shape of Arkansas resembles a trapezoid. What is the approximate area of Arkansas? Well, let's look at that map. That map looks like a trapezoid, so I'm going to consider it a trapezoid. Neglect these, areas. That's why we use the word approximate, because it's not exactly a trapezoid, it looks like a trapezoid. So as you see here, the first base is 475, and the second one is 300 kilometers. The height that is perpendicular on both bases is 400. So I'll start applying the formula. The height, which is 400 divided by 2, times the sum of the bases. So 475 plus 300. So let's start by adding what inside the parentheses. I can also directly divide 400 by 2, which is 200, times. If you add what inside the parentheses, you're going to get 775. Multiply these two numbers, you're going to get 155,000 squared kilometers. Using exactly the same method, you're going to find the area of the trapezoid in question number 6 and 8. Now, let's solve another idea, or let's introduce another idea. What if the area is given and other dimension is missing? As you see here in question 7, find the missing dimension of the trapezoid. So, basically, I'm going to use the same formula, but I'm going to replace A by the area is given in the question, which is 40. So 40 equals the height, which is missing, over 2, multiplied by the sum of the bases. The bases are 8 and 12, so we're going to add 8 and 12. Let's simplify. H over 2 times 8 plus 12 is 20. My goal here is to find the value of H. The value of H. So to find the value of H, we need to isolate it. We need to make it alone on one side. To do that, firstly, I'm going to get rid of that multiplication by 20. So the inverse operation is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 20 first. 40 divided by 20 is going to be 2 equals H over 2. The last step is to get rid of that division. H is divided by 2. To undo that division, you need to use multiplication. So it is very important to multiply both sides by 2. So that step is very important. Try not to forget it. So H equals 4 inches. This is the height. In this question, we're going to find the area of regular polygon. A regular pentagon is shown. What is the area of the pentagon? The answer here is going to have 2 parts. The first part is to find the area of one triangle, and then the second part is to multiply that area by the number of triangles we have. As you see here, a pentagon has 5 triangles. So, step number 1, find the area of one triangle. Right? So, the area is going to be base times height over 2. So in this case, it is a 12.8 times 8.81 divided by 2. The answer is going to be 56.384 square centimeters. Step number 2 is to multiply the area of one triangle by 5. So we're going to get 281.92 square centimeters. And that's it for this question. Questions 1 and 2 have the same idea, so I'll be solving question number 1. Find the perimeter of the summer camp shown on the coordinate plane. Finding the perimeter is the easiest. To find the perimeter of any polygon, you need just to add the sides or the lengths around that polygon. So basically what I'm going to do here is just adding these lengths. So to find these lengths, you have 2 ways, either counting the squares or subtracting. How do I subtract? If you have a vertical length, you're going to subtract the y coordinates. As you see, the x coordinates are the same, 8 and 8. So I'm going to just subtract the y coordinates. I'll say 14 minus 2, which is a 12. And if you count the squares here between these 2 points, you're going to find them 12. So I know that here the length is 12, the length of that line segment. Here, the length is going to be 3. So you're going to find the length of each line segment first. This is the first step. And then 6, then 4, then 6 again, then 7. So what to do after finding the length of each line segment? You're going to add them to find the parameter. You're going to add all the numbers you got. Okay. Here we have 12. I forgot to write it. Then 6, 4, 6 again, 7. The answer is going to be 38 units. 38 units. Of course, we use linear units to measure the parameter. Now let's solve the questions about surface area of rectangular prism. Trey is using cardboard to construct building blocks that are shaped like rectangular prisms. Use the net to determine the minimum amount of cardboard he will need to construct one block. Well, here in this question, we need to find the surface area. The easiest way to find the surface area is to use that formula. Surface area equals 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. That's the easiest way. Of course, you can find the area of each rectangle here and then add all the areas. That's also correct, but I find this easier and faster. So let's identify the length, width, and height. The length is going to be 3.5. The width is 3.2. And the height also is 3.2. So the surface area is going to be 2 times the length times the width. So 3.5 times 3.2 plus 2 times the length times the height. So again, 3.5 times 3.2. Finally, 2 times the width times the height, which is 3.2 times 3.2. Okay? Be careful that we are multiplying what inside the parentheses, and then we are going to add them. So the answer here is going to be, after multiplying 22.4 plus, also here we're going to have 22.4, and here we're going to have 20.48. Add, don't multiply now. Now we are going to add. So after adding them, we will get 65.28 squared inches. In this question, we're going to discuss the surface area of triangular prism. Well, here, of course, you can find the area of each part, the area of the top, the area of the bottom, the area of the side, and the area of the bases. It's enough to find the area of one base and then to multiply the answer by 2, because the bases are identical. They are congruent. They have exactly the same size. When I like to use formulas because it makes my work easier and I think it is faster. But of course, you can find the answer more than one method, using the net or using the formula. So what is the formula that I'll be using here? The surface area is going to be 2b plus ph. B here is the area of the base, and the other p, or this p, is the parameter. the perimeter of the base as well. So let's find the area of the base first. Look at the base. The base is triangle. So I need to find the area of triangle. Forget everything and just focus on that triangle and find its area. I know that the area of a triangle can be found using this formula, B times H over 2. And that small b, what I mean by that small b is the base of the triangle and the height of the triangle. So it will be here 4 times 3 over 2. So 4 times 3, the height of the triangle, divided by 2. 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2 is going to be 6 squared feet. Now let's find the parameter P. How to find the parameter P? Well, again, focus on the triangular base and try to add all the sides. Well, of course, as you see, that side here is given, which is a 3, and this side here is 4. What about that side? If you just focus here, you will find that this side is 5. So I will add all these matters, since this is the definition of perimeter, is to add all the sides around the shape. 3 plus 4 plus 5. The answer is going to be 12. 12 feet. Now, let's plug in these values in the formula to find the surface area. So the surface area equals, open up 2 sets of parentheses this way, a plus sign between them. In the first set, I'm going to write 2 times b, so 2 times 6. And in the second set, I'm going to write p times h, the parameter, which is a 12, times the height of the prism. Well, this is very important point to focus on. The height of the prism always is the length that connect between the areas or the bases. So we have 2 bases, 2 identical bases. The bases of the prism are identical and parallel. The height that connects between them is 6. So this is the height of the prism. Okay, so we need to focus on that point. So I'm going to write here 6. What I will get is, I'm going to continue here. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 12 times 6 is 72. The final answer is going to be 84 square feet. And this is the total area, total surface area of the triangular prism. Now we're going to talk about the surface area of pyramid. Well, we have 2 types of pyramids. A pyramid with a square base, a pyramid with a triangular base. It is very important to note that in the pyramid, we have only one base. So either way, I'm going to start finding the area of the base. So let's start solving question number 3 first. So as you see, the base here is a square. The area of square is side times side. The side is 4. Each side is 4. So 4 times 4. The answer is going to be 16 squared feet. Then let's find the area of each triangle. As you see, the sides are in a triangular shape, and these triangles are identical. So it is enough to find the area of one of them, and then we're going to multiply the answer by 4, since we have 4 identical triangles. So the area of triangle is going to be, let's focus on the triangle, the base of the triangle, which is 4, times the height of the triangle. So 4 times 5 over 2 equals 20 divided by 2, which is 10 squared feet. Now, let's find the surface area. The surface area, as we agreed, is to multiply the area of one triangle by 4, since we have 4 triangles. And then we will add the area of the square or the area of the base, which is 16. The answer is going to be 40 plus 16, which is 56 squared feet. Question 4. What if the base is triangle? Let's look at that pyramid. That pyramid has 1, 2, 3, 4 identical triangles. So I'm going to find the area of one triangle. And finally, I'm going to multiply my answer by 4. So the area of one triangle is the base of the triangle, and the base of that triangle is 8, times the height of the triangle, and it is given here that the height is 6.9, divided by 2. So that answer here is going to be 27.6. Then what I'll be doing is multiplying that answer by 4, since we have 4 triangles. So the final answer is going to be surface area equals 4 times 27.6, which is 110.4 squared inches. Now let's talk about dot plots and histograms. Dot plots and histograms are representations, help us to visualize data instead of just looking at a bunch of numbers. So dot plot, for example, helps us to organize the data and make conclusions about the behavior of the data. So let's try to construct a dot plot. Firstly, I'll start with making a number line. So this is the number line. As you see, if you look at the data, you see that the minimum value is 0 and the greatest value is 6. So I'll start with 0. 0, 1, 2. Let's fix that. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'll start counting how many each number do I have. Let's start with the zeros. How many zeros do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to make 4 dots above 0. That's why we call it dot plot. You can also make X if you wish. That's also correct. And then how many ones do I have? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 ones. So 1, 2, 3 dots above 1. Now, how many twos do we have? We have 2 twos. So we make 2 dots above 2. Now, how many threes do we have? We have only 1 3. So only 1 dot above 3. How many fours do we have? Also, we have only 1 4. So 1 dot above 4. How many fives do we have? Nothing. We don't have 5 at all. So I'm not going to make anything above 5. Then how many 6 do we have? We have 1 6. So 1 dot above 6. And that is our dot plot. Question number 2. In question number 2, we need to construct a histogram. Well, the easiest way to make the histogram nicely, clearly, and easily is to start to divide the data into categories, into groups. Okay, so if you look at the data, you see that the smallest value is 17, and the greatest one is 26. So what will I do? I'm going to create a small table first. That small table will help me to make a correct histogram. So I'm going to make subgroups or categories. The first category is going to start from, let's say, because I have the smallest value, which is 17, let's say from 15 till 17. Okay, and then after 17 we have 19, and you need to move 2 steps, so from 19 till 21. And then, so this is how it works. Okay, so I missed 18, so probably I need to erase that. Let's fix it. After 17 is 18, not 19, for sure. So from 18 till 20, yes, now that's accurate and correct. And then from 21 till 23. And finally, from 24 till 26. So these are called categories or bucket. We also call them bucket. Now I want to see how many numbers, for example, I have from 15 till 17. And here I need to be accurate. Now, numbers from 15 till 17. Actually, we have only one number, which is 17. So I'm going to write here 1. So here I'm finding the number of values. From 18 till 20, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. From 18 till 20, we have 4 numbers lie between 18 and 20. Now, or I guess probably also we have that 20 here, so we have 5. Yeah, we need to be accurate, 5. So now how many numbers between 21 and 23? 21 and 23. 21, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have 6 numbers between 21 and 23. Finally, let's find out how many numbers between 24 and 26. We have only 2 numbers. So that is the first step. Now, I'm gonna make a horizontal line where I'll represent the categories, and vertical line, let me erase the dot plot so I can make a nice histogram. So here I'm going to represent the frequencies, okay? The frequencies, or how many each category repeats, the number of values in each category. The number of values in each category is called also frequencies. So let's start by dividing the categories on the horizontal line. First from 15 till 17, then from 18 till 20. Okay, we can also write it this way to make it nice. From 15 till 17, from 18 till 20, then from 21 till 23, then from 24 till 26. Now, on the vertical line, I'm going to plot the numbers or write the numbers, the number of frequencies. Of course, you see that we have numbers or frequencies from 1 till 2. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. First category, from 15 till 17, its frequency is 1. So we're gonna make a rectangle that has height of 1, this way. Then, from 18 till 20, the frequency is 5. So we're gonna make a rectangle that has the height 5, this way. And then we're gonna make a rectangle here that has height of 6, representing category from 21 till 23. So here it is. Here it is. And then I'm gonna make the last rectangle that has a height of 2, that represents the category from 24 till 26. So here it is. And that's our histogram, nicely and clearly. In this question, we need to find another measure of center, which is the median. So the number of points Seth has earned playing his favorite game is shown. Find the median of the data. To find the median of the data, first you need to order the data from smallest to greatest. So I'm going to start ordering the data, arranging the data from smallest to greatest. 24, 26, 28, 30, 36, 37, 40, 43. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 values. Then divide the data into 2 equal groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the first group, and this is the second one. You need to find the number in the middle. Well, because the number of the data values is even, there is no number in the middle. So what to do in this case? We are going to take 2 values in the middle. We will add them, and we will divide by 2. So here we got 66 divided by 2. The median is 33. This is the median. So I have solved some of the exam coverage questions, MCQ part. Of course, it's not enough to watch someone doing math. You have to do math yourself in order to master it. Thank you for watching.